My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Libras. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For this evening, I'm going to be doing your general love reading, your 5 card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 24 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion towards my channel. And thank you so much for joining me in this beautiful evening as well. So this 5 card love reading includes where the first card represents you, the second the other person, the third the relationship, fourth the past, fifth the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you and then a Favole and 1 card from the French tarot deck of the Tarot Interdit Vampiria. But let's get started with card number 1 for you, and you get King of Cups, a diplomatic offering. Aha. And I think I mentioned this even to maybe Aries or Taurus or something. But anyway, it's like with these chalices, it's definitely some kind of offering of some kind. So I mean, you could always have an arranged diplomatic marriage of some kind. I mean, back in my time, always a bit of a glitchy situation because especially how my father had everything organized for all my siblings, including myself, I mean, I'll never know who, who would have been my future spouse and stuff like that, right? But the point is if something is already a bit too pre-arranged when other people aren't so aware of, then you might just it kind of compromises the person who's not aware of the whole arrangement. But I'm not really getting that. But if it's something that you can sort of kind of feel, but I feel like that you're definitely going to be offering some kind of deal of some kind. I think do whatever it takes, but always make sure that all the green check marks are all checked off and stuff like that before you proceed, because it's better to lean towards the angle of cautiousness rather than just kind of blindfold yourself and hope for the best. Because the thing is it's always like those blind dates. It's like these apps. I have no idea what an app is because these technology things, I don't even own one of these cellular devices and stuff like that because deep down, it's like it's too complicated for me, let's put it that way. But my human, he was showing me his device and he said, oh, look at these buttons. And I think, oh, okay, whatever, it doesn't mean anything to me. But the thing is when it comes to something like blind dates, that's always kind of a bit of a glitchy area because you just don't know who it is, you don't know what to expect, so forth, what have you, in other ways. But anyway, let's see who the other person is or could be. Knight of Pentacles. Now the thing is, let's look at you for a moment. I am sensing the word proposal. Because the Knight of Pentacles is definitely, you're waiting for the right time to propose to whoever you have your eyes on and stuff like that. And I feel like that, this is a beautiful act coming from you. And maybe that's why you're taking your time because, as you are, justice, the Libra energy and stuff like that. It's always good to just make sure that all systems go. Let's put it that way. Because the thing is, it's like, it's always good to, make sure that, you're going to land somewhere instead of that you're pretty much just going to be dropping somewhere and that there's going to be all kinds of problems afterwards. But I feel like that maybe, it's like you could be, offering some kind of offering of some kind. I know, I mean, I just kind of, said it a bit weird, but the point is, and this person could also be maybe patiently waiting to approach you. So let's say that you are the one that says, oh yeah, let's go on our next courtship phase, or let's have another date and stuff like that. The other person could also just be, waiting patiently, him or herself, just thinking, okay, it's like, I just kind of want to take my time a bit. I'm not going to rush into something because the Knight of Pentacles is definitely offering, proposition to you. So I feel like that this combination is about, having patience between you two. But anyway, what's the relationship about? 4 of Swords, yeah. There is a need of having to think something through. Because the thing is the 4 of Swords is definitely about having to rest up to make sure everything is going to work out. Because one minute you feel like this, the next day you might feel like something entirely different. And sad but true, sometimes, these marriages are also like that, the wedding was beautiful, everything was perfect and stuff like that, and then the next day you wake up and you think, what did I just do? How did I actually get misled like that? Why did I just suddenly feel so euphoric, filled with serotonin and dopamine, and then the next day I'm just suddenly just thinking, whoa, my goodness, where, that kind of feeling. So I feel like that you're definitely taking your time. You're also kind of resting up. You're also making sure that everything is going to be aligned for you before you just think, okay, let's just hope for the best, right? Because in the past, you got Empress, Virgo energy, you know, one of your neighboring signs and stuff like that. So I feel like that there was definitely some kind of new beginning, maybe a fertility moment, maybe a new fledgling of some kind, but there's definitely abundance. And maybe that's why, you know, it's like you're pretty much, you know, you have everything aligned for you and stuff like that, and you're about to make this big offering of some kind, but the other person is a bit on the hesitant. But I think you just have to maybe give this person a lot of time and space, but always just also give them a certain time frame as well. Because when it comes to, you know, giving people time and space, it could, you know, be from like an hour to a day to a week to even a year. And the thing is why would you want to be waiting for somebody unless this person is a real, you know, the real big deal where you really think, I need to be with this person? Because if this person is also hesitant, there's usually also something behind hesitancy as well. Because in the future, you get, ooh, death. One of the cards I pulled for the vampire, you know, and it's also Scorpio, since we still have another few days of Scorpio left. But the thing is there's definitely a moment of rebirthing. Yeah. And that's the thing, is maybe you're going to have to, like, change course. I mean, maybe this person is a Virgo. Maybe this person is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or maybe Aquarius, Libra, another Libra, Gemini, or Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. The thing is, you know, it's like, I would definitely, you know, give this person, you know, time and space to think about if they want to approach you, or maybe this person is also kind of waiting, you know, the best time. But I would definitely, you know, just kind of have some form of rebirthing and just verify all of this with yourself to make sure it's what you want, wish, dream, and desire. And then this rebirthing will pretty much, you know, will result in either outcome, whether it's positive or the silver lining negative. Because Oracle says the past, a prison, bitterness, grudge, and refusal to let go. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is, you know, it's usually our past, like I just mentioned, even, you know, one of the cards, the death card I pulled for the vampire. The thing is, you know, it's like our past will always be there either way, you know. If you were traumatized, if you've been rejected, refused, ignored, what have you, so forth, in the past, it could still pretty much still be resonating in current times where you just think, oh goodness, I don't know if I am ready to settle down or meet other people. I need to have a personal transition. I need to sleep on it and stuff like that as well. But my suggestion, and here comes hypocritical Gabriella, because that's why I'm here to help support and guide you guys, is try to, you know, try to allow the past to heal. And I know it's easier said than done. So, you know, it's like but the point is, you know, it's like the best way to heal is to live a happy and successful life and stuff like that. Now, no judgment ever coming from me. Do whatever you want. If you want to be single, 100% your prerogative. If you wish to eventually find and meet somebody, you know, I do see some kind of rebirthing taking place. Maybe you might end up with a Scorpio in the future, right? But yeah. Let's see what Favole has. Ooh, the Devil. And that's Capricorn energy. So the thing is maybe, you know, it's like, well, you lean more towards the angle of cautiousness, in the sense where you just think, well, I'm not quite ready to get out into the world or into the dating field and stuff like that. I mean, let me just put it into a different term for a moment. I hope nobody's going to pass away in your life, but should somebody pass away, my 100% sincere condolences. I'm always going to be here for you. Please reach out to me if you ever need any kind of guidance or support and stuff like that. Because here's the thing, is, you know, it's like when you lose a long time companion, lover, friend of whoever and whatever it may be, take all the time you want, because maybe you're not quite ready to get out into this world. Because, you know, it's like if you still hold on to, you know, your memories of that one person, your true love and stuff like that, it's, you know, it's going to be incredibly difficult to suddenly say, okay, now just get back out there and go find somebody. Because, you know, the thing is a lot of humans, and that's why the past of prison, maybe you did lose somebody a long time ago, and maybe you're not quite there to find the replacement. But the point is that you're not trying to find a replacement. You're just trying to find new love or companionship or whoever it is out there and stuff like that. So don't ever feel like any form of shame, regret, or any uncertainties when it comes to finding new love, even if, because, you know, you could always still keep the memories of your true past love of whoever it may be and stuff like that. And maybe, you know, you're kind of worried about maybe meeting some devil, but I feel like that if anything negative happened in your past, whether you had, negative events, situations, divorces, breakups, rejections, and stuff like that as well. I can understand how you could still be clinging on to those moments and stuff like that. Trust me, I've been down that, even by saying, yeah, look at this card I pulled for the vampire, right? But my suggestion would be is just take all the time you want. Maybe just try, just to see how far you can get with finding any kind of new love, but always just at your own personal pace and stuff. So, le tarot interdit vampire. La collectanus. Okay, this is kind of like the Hierophant. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is there's definitely going to be some maybe upcoming. Yes, it is. No, it's the Empress. Yeah, this is the Empress. Sorry about that. No, this is the Empress. So what I actually see here is, there's a new beginning on its way towards you. And there's definitely going to be any form of new, of new beginnings, let's put it that way, in the sense where you pretty much release yourself, you're having a rebirthing, and that's also a new beginning. Sorry about that, my goodness, sometimes my French, but of course, okay. But other than that, it's like I do see new beginnings taking place. I see just, there's already new beginnings in the past, maybe you're actually healing and recovering from the past of prison, but there's definitely this rebirthing and new beginning on its way in the future for you. So be rest assured, time will heal. Maybe you might eventually, find love, but I would do a lot of recovery with the Four of Swords and sleep on any kind of offerings. If you're not quite ready yet to be going out, but I do see it, but anyway, at your own pace, and just take excellent good care as per usual. But anyway, sad but true, I'm going to have to leave it at this for now. If this reading resonated for any Libra placements out in this world, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel for more vampire knowledge and tarot. Next week, I'm going to be doing the Macabre Tarot, so please feel free to stay tuned for next week's, beautiful, where I'm going to help you guys overcome your fears and stuff like that in other ways. But other than that, I love you guys so much. But as per usual, take excellent good care of yourselves again.